sa maghabong pagtatrabaho, pero wala kang pagkain sa bahay. Narito na ang sagot mga katropa, ang super manok lechon. Napapawi sa inyong gutom at siguradong mapapa-analyze ka dahil sa tender juicy na jam mo pa at siguradong malinis at bagong katay buhat sa farm. Kaya super masalasa at pangmasa pa. Ano pa hinihintay niyo mga katropa? Takbo na sa Super Manok Panteño Siniluan at bumili na. Baka maabusan ka, katropa.
Hanap mo ba ay Unwind Ventures? Tara nang mamangha sa mga tanawin. Ano man ang iyong travel goals? Dadalhin namin kayo. Sa Unwind Ventures at saya. Dito lang sa Wow Biyahe. Kaya wow, di ba?
Abangan dito lang sa Millennial Online TV. Barangay, pangunahing unit ng pamahalaan lokal kung saan dito pinag-uusapan ang bawat sinalot ng mga residente ng bawat barangay. Dito rin pinag-uusapan ng mga piling halal na opisyal na barangay ang mga proyekto para sa kanilang barangay. Kumustahin natin ang panunungkulan ni Kapitan dito sa Dama Barangay sa Millennial Online TV worldwide, ang katropa ng bawat barangay.
Ating tinatapos ang ating pagpupulong. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagdalo at tapos na po ang ating session. Hanggang na po tayo.
Now, we are
Talakayin. The biggest destruction of dangerous drugs worth 1.2
Rebisahin,
billion.
opinyon, malawaking, aksyonan. Kasama si ROCEL LOPEZ, ang inyong katropa sa pagbabalita. Dito lang sa Millennial Online TV. Tutok na mga katropa!
Responsable ka ng gun owner? At mahaba ba ang iyong pasensya at hindi maintin ang iyong ulo? Alam mo rin ba ang batas hinggil sa pag-iingat ng baril o firearms? Kung hindi,
A responsible gun owner.
Are you a responsible gun owner?
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 Are you a responsible gun owner? The PNP Civil Security Group would like to advise all firearms holders to renew their license to own and possess firearms and firearms registration within 6 months before its expiry date. Tumawag na at makipag-ugnayan.
Be a responsible gun owner.
One Gun Pilipinas ang sagot mga katropa at kaganos. Dahil ituturo sa inyo ng One Gun Pilipinas o OGP ang lahat ng legal na paraan at proseso upang ikaw ay maging isang responsableng gun owners. Ano pa hinihintay nyo mga kagamers? Sali na sa One Gun Pilipinas ngayon na! Ikaw ba'y nag-isa? Malulungkot dahil iniwan at ipinagpalit. Niyoko, nangingilangan. Kung ngayon, i-type sa iyong mga cellphone, Facebook o YouTube man ang Millennial Online TV. Dahil nasa Millennial Online TV na ang online realista ng bagong milenyo, si Randel Villanos.
Sana'y di magmahil kung dati kung araw nang di pang bata sa piling ni nanay. Nais kong mauli ang awit ninang mahal. You are the one who makes me happy when everything else turns to gray. Walk on through the rain. Walk on through the rain. Though your dreams be tossed and walk on with hope in your heart.
At haharanahin kayo ni Randel ng iba't ibang awitin para maibsan ang inyong inip at kalungkutan kahit nasaan man kayo.
Hanggang sa tumanda. Come on. Matanda na, sana'y di tayo magbago.
At pwede rin kayo makiduet kay Randel tuwing Huwebes ng hapon. Ano pa hinihintay nyo mga kamilenyo? Tawag na!
Araw-araw ikaw ang gusto kong kasama.
Ayun na. Okay mga kaibigan, mga katropa, magandang gabi. Good evening Philippines. Magandang gabi sa iyo Los Biminda. Magandang gabi Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao. Nako, alas 6 na po ng gabi Philippine Standard Time. At syempre sa inyo ng programang Tropa. At syempre ako yung magiging kasama, katsokara, kajaming, kakosa, kakuya, kaate, ROCEL Lopez. Abay, nakita ko sa monitor ko na nanonood sa akin si Boss Mark Castro, yung aking kapartner noon sa TV5, yung aking mahusay at magiting at mabait syempre na cameraman. Actually, ilan lang naman mabait na cameraman doon sa TV5 sa totoo lang yun. Ilan lang sila. Ayan, isa lang si Boss Mark. Si Boss Mark ako kasi ngayon nagpapagaling pa. Kumusta naman yung iyong zipper, Boss Mark? Tuyo na ba yung zipper mo sa tiyan? Magkano baka sa Makalaway, dalawin kita. Alam ko tayo parehong uod na Ano may uod? Kasi kinakain namin ngayong kadalasan ni Boss Mark ay laigo. Gulay, kahit anong gulay, basta bahay kubo. Abay, maganda sa katawan yun. At nakita ko rin nanonood yung aking kumparing simpatiko na nasa Region 1 ngayon, sigurado, si paring Bayan Jogrades. Magandang gabi at magandang lalaki. Naklampusa naman Talaga naman itong paring Bayan ko talaga. Talagang bukod sa simpatiko na, bulero pa. Ayan, nasa region na siya ngayon. Nasa region 1 ka ba ngayon, paring bayan? Oo, si paring bayan ko, ayan, mabuhay daw ako. Oo, dapat lang pare. Muntik na tayo Meron pa ako natitirang dalawa, pitong buhay pa. Nawala na yung dalawa napigtas So, 7 na lang ang natitira. At sabi niya, nakikinig daw sa akin yung aking kumare, si Maring Mimi. Si Maring Mimi Jogrades. Malamang yun, nasa Bulacan. Kasi Lunes ngayon pare. Tama ba? Nasa Bulacan siya, ikaw ay nasa Region 1. Ako nakakita ko yung post niya pare, mukhang nagpunta kayo ng beach sa Dagupan. Dati napupunta ako rin sa Dagupan, panahon ni yung dating mayor. Yung dating mayor na pare, pangalan ng dating mayor, nakalimutan ko na. Alipio Fernandez. Yun, dati napupunta kami doon, gano'n nakatagal yun, dekada na. Si Maring Mimi, nakita ko kayo doon, tsaka yung anak mo. Pangalawa ba yun, yung kasama mo, tsaka si Bunso? Hindi pa po pwedeng isama si Bruno mo no pare. Kaya kayo lang ang nandun. Oo nga, deads na nga si Mayor Fernandez. Ibig sabihin, nung siya pa ang mayor dyan, lagi kami dyan sa Dagupan. Naku pare, sabi ko sa'yo, napupurga kami sa bangos. Wala yun talaga ang ano ng Dagupan ngos ba? Iba-ibang luto na yung paksiw, prito, sarsyado, inihaw na may palaman, inihaw na walang palaman. Tapos naggarawa pa kami dyan ng kilawing bangos. So lahat ng luto sa bangos ginawa na namin doon. Bake bangos. Ayun, yun ang ginawa namin dyan. Pasyalan mo ako sa Dagupan. Wala kaya, okay Parang pare, papasyalan ako dyan lang dyan lang sa tabi-tabi. Napapasyalan mo ako sa Dagupan Ikaw talaga paring bayan sige, tignan natin pare. At alam mo naman, hindi pa tayo pwedeng mag-drive Hindi pa tayo pwedeng mag-drive dahil hanggang ngayon meron pa tayong aftershock at continuous medication pa tayo. Kaya mo siya, pagka medyo merong kwaneta, di pupunta kami at dadayuhin ka namin sa Dagupan. Wala pare, bubulong ko sa iyo kung ano pa sa akin ng doktor para medyo gumanda na raw ang aking kondisyon. Ibubulong ko sa iyo. Baka marinig ni Maring Mimi kung ano na naman isipin. Kaya ibubulong ko na lang sa iyo mamaya. Okay, Maring Mimi magandang gabi sa iyo dyan. Dyan sa inyo sa Bulacan, tahimik na dyan ngayong gabi. Yun ang kinaganda ko sa Bulacan, pag gantong oras medyo nga lang, yung lugar nila doon along highway, kaya yung ingay na sasakyan, naririnig pa rin. Okay, again din si Marini Lagura ng Malabon Community Organization. Magandang gabi sa iyo. At siyempre si Boss Mark Castro. Hindi na sumagot si Boss Mark kung magaling na yung kanya sipor sa tiyan Oo. Sana sa makalawa, boss, pasyalan kita dyan sa highballs mo. Pasyalan kita, At para medyo makapagkwentuhan tayo ng konti. Kasi tayong dalawa, parang umiikot natin ang mundo sa isang sulok Maiba naman ang ambience. Okay mga kaibigan, mukhang kanina hindi naman daw umulan, sabi ng aking kumpare kanina. Mami, alamin natin sa ating katropang weather specialist po ng Diyos ni PagAsa na si kasamang Obet Badrina. Mami, okay, at ingat ka rin dyan, paring bayan. Huwag ka masyadong magkakakain ng bangus, ibahin mo naman. Masama yung laging bangus. Kailangan medyo kumain ka ng tilapia. Tilapia. Tawa ni paring bayan. Siyempre, mas masarap kayo dyan yung plapla, yung malaki. Walang kwenta yung tilapia ang maliit pare. Mas maganda yung malaking tilapia. Kaya may palengke naman dyan kung ang alaga nila puro bangus, automatic palengke ka pupunta. Kasi doon ka lang makakabili ng tilapia. Pero doon sa mga fish pan dyan, wala yata siyempre yung bangos, alam mo naman, yun ang kanilang kwan dyan. Okay mga kaibigan, alas 6:17 na po ng gabi. Oras sa buong kapuluan, ang Luz Biminda, huwag ka munang uulan. Kaya alamin natin, kay kasamang Obet Badrina, ang lagay ng ating panahon. Siyempre po, buhat po sa DOST PagAsa. Narito po.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat, lalong-lalo na sa mga lalabas sa kanilang mga tahanan, magbabalik ho sa kanilang mga eskwelahan at kanilang mga trabaho. Narito na ang lagay ng ating panahon ngayong araw nga ng Lunes, November 6, 2023. Sa ating latest satellite images, makikita ho natin na easterlies o ito yung hangin na gagaling dito sa karagatang Pasipiko. Ang siya nakaka-apekto partikular na sa bahagi ho ng Palawan, Mindanao at Kabisayaan. Kaya po may mga kaulapan tayong namamataan dito, partikular na sa may bahagi ng Palawan, kung saan inaasahan natin na malaki yung tsansa ng mga pag-ulan sa araw na ito. Dito naman sa Luzon, mapapansin nyo, walang masyadong kaulapan ho na nakikita ngayon. At generally, fair weather, medyo mainit na panahon pa rin yung mararanasan natin, partikular na dito sa may bahagi ng Luzon. Pero asahan pa rin yung mga isolated o pulupulong pag-ulan na may kasamang pagkidlat, pagkulog. Sa ngayon nga, base sa pinakahuling datos natin, wala pa tayong minomonitor na tropical cyclone o low pressure area. Posible ho at least in the next 3 days, medyo maliit pa yung tsansa na magkaroon tayo ng bagyo base ho sa pinakahuling datos natin. So mag-update ho tayo kung may pagbabago tayong makikita. At narito nga ang ating inaasahang panahon sa bahagi ng Luzon. Malaki yung tsansa ng mga pag-ulan, partikular na sa bahagi ng Palawan. Dulot ho yan nitong easterlies o yung hangin nga na nagmumula sa karagatang Pasipiko, kaya medyo maulap yung kalangitan na nakikita ho natin para sa araw na ito. Samantala, sa bahagi ng extreme northern Luzon, yung Batanes at bahagi ho ng Babuyan Islands, inaasahan natin yung mga isolated light rains. Nakikita ho kasi natin na posibleng lumakas ulit yung amihan at ito yung magdadala ng mga maihinang pag-ulan, partikular na nga dito sa extreme northern Luzon. Sa nalalabing bahagi ng Luzon, partikular niya dito sa northern, central, southern Luzon, kasama na yung Kamaynilaan, inaasahan natin medyo mainit na tanghali at umaga ang ating posibleng maranasan, pero sa hapon, hanggang sa gabi, nandun pa rin yung mga posibilidad ng mga thunderstorms. Pero kung mapapansin natin, hindi naman ito nagtatagal. Pinakamatagal na ho, mga 1 oras. At hindi na rin ganoon kalalakas kung para na naranasan natin noong panahon nga ng habagat. Dahil nga tayo ngayon ay nasa panahon na ng amihan. Agwat ho ng temperatura na mararanasan sa Lawag na sa 25 to 32, sa Tagagaraw hanggang 31 degrees Celsius, sa bahagi ng Baguio ay 17 to 24 degrees Celsius, dito sa Kamaynilaan, nasa 25 to 31 degrees Celsius, habang sa Tagaytay, 23 to 31 degrees Celsius. Sa Legazpi, sa bahagi ng Kabikulan, nasa 25 to 32 degrees Celsius, habang sa Kalayaan Islands, 25 to 31 degrees Celsius. Sa Puerto Princesa naman, hanggang 31 degrees Celsius. Punta naman tayo sa Visayas at sa Mindanao. Makararanas din ng generally fair weather ang malaking bahagi ho ng Kabisayaan, pero asahan pa rin yung mga posibilidad na mga pagkilat pagkulog sa hapon hanggang sa gabi. Yung agwat ng temperatura natin sa Iloilo ay mula 27 to 32 degrees Celsius. Sa Cebu naman, 26 to 32 degrees Celsius, habang sa Tacloban hanggang 32 degrees Celsius. Malaking bahagi rin ho ng Mindanao ay posibleng makaranas ng mga isolated rain showers and thunderstorms, kadalasan sa hapon hanggang sa gabi, tumatagal ho ng hanggang 1 oras. At ang agwat ng temperatura sa Zamboanga, 25 to 33 degrees Celsius, sa Cagayan de Oro hanggang 31 degrees Celsius, habang sa Davao naman hanggang 33 degrees Celsius. Sa mga magbibiyahe pa po dito sa ating mga karagatan, wala ho tayong nakataas sa gale warning. Ibig sabihin, ligtas pa rin pumalaot yung mga sasakyang pandagat kahit yung mga bangka, pero mag-ingat pa rin kapag meron tayong mga thunderstorms na maaaring magpalakas ng alon ng karagatan. Kaya makinig pa rin po tayo sa ating mga otoridad. At tingnan naman natin yung magiging lagay ng panahon sa mga susunod na araw. Makikita ho natin yung bahagi ng Kamaynilaan at Baguio City, generally fair weather ang mararanasan sa mga susunod na araw, liban sa mga usual ho na rain showers and thunderstorms. Sa Legazpi naman, posibleng makaapekto ang easterlies, yung hangin nga na mula sa karagatang Pasipiko. Posibleng medyo maging maulap yung kalangitan bukas hanggang araw ng Miyerkules. Din dito sa may bahagi ng Davao, ito yung mga lugar ho kasi na nasa may silangang bahagi ng ating bansa. Habang sa Metro Cebu, pagdating ng Miyerkules, posibleng medyo maging maulap din yung kalangitan. Yung agwat ng temperatura natin sa Kamaynilaan ay mula 24 to 32 degrees Celsius. Sa Baguio ay 16 to 24, habang sa Legazpi ay mula 23 to 32 degrees Celsius. Sa Metro Cebu naman ay mula 25 to 32 degrees Celsius, habang sa Metro Davao ay mula 24 to 32 degrees Celsius. Ang araw naman natin ay sisikat mamayang 5:53 na umaga at lulubog ganap na 5:26 ng hapon. At sundan pa rin tayo sa ating iba't ibang mga social media platforms para sa iba pang mga updates sa lagay ng ating panahon, lagay ng ating klima. Pwede tayong pumunta sa X, sa Facebook, sa YouTube at sa ating website PagAsa www.usc.gov.ph. At live po na nag-uulat mula dito sa PagAsa Weather Forecasting Center, ako si Obet Badrina. Maghanda po tayo lagi para sa ligtas na Pilipinas. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagsubaybay. Have a blessed day.
Ayun, maraming salamat sa iyo, katropang Obet Badrina. At nagatid po yan sa atin sa oras na alas 6:24 po ng gabi. Oras sa buong kapuluan, oras sa hudyat. Okay, so mga kaibigan, yan po ang ating weather update mula po sa kaninang umaga hanggang sa susunod na 24 oras. Ayun. Okay, basta paring bayan, medyo malayo yan titignan natin kapag meron tayong tropang may sasakyan at pwede kasi may tropa tayong taga dyan sa Pangasinan. No, tingnan natin kung uuwi siya dyan, di makikisabay ako, tapos sabihin ko sa kanya, di i-drop ako sa Dagupan, di ba? Tapos babalikan niya na lang ako pa uwi. Okay, so mga kaibigan, oras natin na 6:25 lang, bilis ng oras. At tulad na sinabi natin sa inyo kanina, ay kunin natin, yung ginawang joint session, no? Joint session po ng Senado at Kongreso, no? Tungkol po doon sa pagbisita ng Japanese ambassador, no? Oo. At malaman natin ano ba ang pinangako, ano ang sinabi niya dito sa ating bansa na ibibigay, no? Parang meron alamin natin. At okay po ngayon, kung meron kayong opinion, pwede niyong sabihin dyan sa chat box, opinion nyo, kung totoo ba yun o paano, no? At pwede nating iparating sa kinauukulan, no? Okay, so mga kaibigan, panoorin po natin.
Yeah. May I request everybody to sit down and try your transmitter, Channel 1 and Channel 2.
Yes, yes.
Sa kulay eh.
Nakaporma ng buo ng paano may nauna yung pulis? Ako pa naman. IT. Talaga. Yun na rin. Salita ito. Ang gusto nila, ang plano nila, gagawa sila ng pay. Tapos kakapit. Ano eh, para makuha. Kaya magiging dalawa pa lang yung forma. Ulit. Ito. Hindi, gagaling sa Freedom Park. Atin. Tapos lumalakad.
Para kunyari,
pasahero lang. Vacancy. Tugdas eh. Pag di nga kami nakakabit. Bago yung akin sir. Wala na, hindi mo patuloy-tuloy. Lagi kami nga, di ba? Paano hindi natin napunta? Time pa rin. Saudi pa eh. Maraming changes sir. Maraming factors. Tapos dito pa sa house lang. Sakto 11 yan.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise to welcome His Excellency Kishida Fumio, Prime Minister of Japan, accompanied by the Senate President Honorable Juan Miguel F. Zubiri and the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez.
On the part of the Senate, the special joint session is called to order.
On the part of the House of Representatives, the special joint session is called to order. Please rise for the singing of the Philippine National Anthem.
Magigiliw pero sa silanganan, alam ng puso sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, buyan ka lang magigiliw, sa manlulupit, di ka matipilin. Sa lahat mundong nagtiko'y ang kalapit mo, bilang ang tulang awit sa maglayang. It's a plan to walk out, mo'y tagumpay na kami. Ituloy na parang niya kaya may magiging parang sa ating ang higay. Palamatay na sa'yo.
Please remain standing for a minute of silent prayer. Amen.
The honorable members of the Congress of the Philippines, ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency Kishida Fumio, Prime Minister of Japan.
Juan Miguel Zubiri, President of the Senate of the Republic of the Philippines, Honorable Fernando Martin Romualdez, Speaker of the House of Representatives of the Republic of the Philippines, ladies and gentlemen. The Philippines, with the second largest population among ASEAN countries and more than 300,000 citizens living in Japan, is an irreplaceable partner for Japan. I'm honored to have the opportunity to be the first Japanese Prime Minister to speak here at the Congress of the Philippines, which has a long tradition. In 1977, former Prime Minister Fukuda Takeo delivered a speech in Manila in the presence of President Ferdinando Eduardo Marcos Sr. I am reminded that in that speech he expressed his desire to build a heart-to-heart relationship of trust with Southeast Asia, including the Philippines, as equal partners. About a half-century has passed since then. Exchanges between our two countries have deepened, and today the relationship between Japan and the Philippines is stronger than ever. Looking back over the long history of our bilateral relationship, it has not always been smooth sailing. We cannot forget the endeavor of our predecessors based on the spirit of tolerance, including the pardon of Japanese war criminals by President Kirino in 1953, which paved the way for our two countries to overcome difficult times and build a friendly relationship we enjoy today. Today, Japan-Philippine relationship have reached the point of being called a golden age. This year also marks the 50th anniversary of the friendship and cooperation between Japan and ASEAN. And in December, we will host a commemorative summit meeting in Tokyo. Against this backdrop, I am very delighted to have the opportunity to visit Manila for the first time as Prime Minister and to express my views on Japan's foreign policy, including strengthening relations with the Philippines and ASEAN. Ladies and gentlemen, the international community is currently at a historic turning point, and the international order, based on the rule of law that we have taken for granted, is under serious threat. The international community is also facing complex and interrelated challenges, such as climate change and infectious diseases. Under these circumstances, we cannot afford to have the world be divided based on the ideologies and values. At the G7 summit in Hiroshima, in May this year, which I had the honor to chair, I listened to the diverse voices of the international community, including those of the countries referred to as the Global South. What I strongly felt there was the need to return to the very basic foundation that everyone can share. What I emphasize as such a foundation is the idea of human dignity. There is no better place to stress the significance of human dignity than here in the Philippine Congress. The Constitution of the Philippines stipulates that the Congress shall give highest priority to protecting and enhancing the rights of all people to human dignity. In order for everyone to live with dignity, it is essential to build a peaceful and stable world. From this standpoint, I confirmed with President Marcos during his visit to Japan in February that we would work together to maintain and strengthen the free and open international order based on the rule of law. Furthermore, during my visit to the United States in January, I expressed my strong determination to defend the free and open Indo-Pacific, FOIP. Also, in March, I announced a new plan to realize the FOIP. Underlying this plan is our determination to lead the international community toward cooperation rather than division and confrontation, and to defend freedom and the rule of law at all costs. Today, I stand here to share with you my renewed commitment to further advance these efforts and to share with you my thoughts on how to do so. There are 4 pillars in the new FOIP plan. The first of these pillars is to uphold the principles for peace and rules for prosperity. This is the idea of building peace by confirming and promoting the basic principles that the international community should uphold. For example, stability in the Mindanao region is linked to peace and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific. From this perspective, Japan has supported the peace process and economic development over the past 2 decades. We just announced yesterday in our meeting with President Marcos the provision of heavy equipment for disaster management in Mindanao. This cooperation is based on the vision of the FOIP. Ladies and gentlemen, 50 years ago, Japan has initiated a dialogue with ASEAN ahead of the rest of the world. Since then, Japan and ASEAN have helped each other in times of difficulty and nurtured a relationship of trust with a heart-to-heart connection through exchanges amongst the peoples in a wide range of fields and at various levels. One of the lessons learned from this experience is the second pillar of the new FOIP plan, addressing challenges in an Indo-Pacific way. This is the idea of addressing global challenges in a realistic and practical manner, and enhancing resilience and sustainability of each country as an equal partner. For example, COVID-19 expanded divisions and disparities in the international community. It is evident that the world as a whole must respond to international health challenges. Japan will support the ASEAN Center for Emerging Diseases and Public Health Emergencies to develop as a regional center of excellence. Japan will also promote the third pillar of the new 4-year plan, which is to strengthen multi-layered connectivity. Needless to say, ASEAN is one of the priority regions in overcoming vulnerabilities by strengthening the linkages among countries.
Japan will promote cooperation in line with the ASEAN Outlook on the Indo-Pacific (AOIP), which resonates with the 4-IP. We will work with ASEAN to ensure that many countries support and cooperate for the principles and activities set forth in the AOIP, such as openness, transparency, inclusiveness, and a rules-based framework. In the G7 Hiroshima Leaders Communique, Japan led the way in strongly articulating our commitment to strengthen coordination with ASEAN, to support ASEAN centrality and unity, and to promote cooperation in line with the AOIP. In March, Japan announced a new contribution of $100 million to the Japan-ASEAN Integration Fund. In addition, in September, Japan launched the Japan-ASEAN Comprehensive Connectivity Initiative to strengthen connectivity in both tangible and intangible fronts. We will also mobilize private sector funds to support ASEAN's resilience and sustainability. In the commemorative summit meeting in December, we will jointly formulate a vision to create a new era of sustainable and prosperous development together, while building trust for the next generation. Ladies and gentlemen, Japan and the Philippines have strengthened their relationship at all levels in recent years. In 2016, which marked the 60th anniversary of a normalization of diplomatic relations, then Their Majesties Emperor and Empress of Japan visited the Philippines, and in February this year, President Marcos, together with President of the Senate Zubiri and Speaker of the House of Representatives Romualdez, visited Japan. In addition, various exchanges and cooperation between the two countries are underway, such as visit of members of the Japan-Philippines Parliamentarians Friendship League to the Senate and the House of Representatives of the Philippines this summer. Now, I would like to introduce some specific examples of our cooperation. First, security and defense cooperation. The last pillar of the new 4-IP plan is extending efforts for security and safe use of the sea to the air. Japan has hitherto provided 12 ships to the Coast Guard to play a part in improving the Philippines' maritime security capability. Furthermore, a Japanese firm delivered a warning and control radar to the Philippine Air Force last month in order to improve air domain awareness. Also, yesterday, Japan agreed with the Philippines to provide coastal surveillance radars to the Philippines Navy as the first cooperation project in the world under Japan's newly established Official Security Assistance, OSA, this year. Japan will continue to contribute to the enhancement of the Philippines' security capabilities, thereby contributing to regional peace and stability. Furthermore, we concurred with President Marcos to commence formal negotiations on a Japan-Philippines reciprocal access agreement. Japan intends to further deepen strategic cooperation with the Philippines in the future. Next, I'd like to touch upon cooperation in the areas of economy and investment. Japan is the largest donor to the Philippines. Through the 600 billion yen public-private assistance announced in February, which runs through March next year, we will continue to support economic and social development in line with President Marcos' Build Better More program. For example, the construction of the Philippines' first subway system is underway in Manila with Japanese assistance. I'm going to visit the construction site later today. I'm proud of the fact that Japan can play a part in this subway project, which is said to be a 50-year dream. Furthermore, Japan is one of the largest investors in the Philippines on a private sector basis. Public-private partnerships and investments in companies that contribute to decarbonization are also underway. The public and private sectors are eagerly working together to support the economic growth of the Philippines. We welcome the signing of a memorandum of cooperation in the field of tourism. We hope that through efforts such as the FIBA Basketball World Cup co-hosted by Japan, the Philippines, and Indonesia this year, our golden friendship will lead to the next generation. Japan and the Philippines have also deepened coordination in addressing global issues. As a native of Hiroshima, nuclear disarmament is my life work. I will continue to promote realistic and practical efforts toward a world without nuclear weapons. With this in mind, I am pleased that in September we were able to co-host the commemorative high-level event on a fissile material cut-off treaty FMCT with Foreign Minister Manalo. Regarding climate change, which the Marcos administration also attaches great importance to, we are deepening cooperation on energy transition through the realization of an Asia Zero Emission Community or AZEC concept. In December, we will hold the AZEC Summit meeting and will work with participating countries to pursue the common goal of net zero via various pathways for energy transitions according to each country's circumstance. Lastly, I'd like to offer a few words about the cooperation among Japan, the Philippines, and the United States in order to maintain and strengthen a free and open international order based on the rule of law. multi-layered cooperation among allies and like-minded countries is crucial. In September, President Marcos, U.S. Vice President Harris, and I exchanged views for the first time and confirmed to enhance cooperation. In the South China Sea, the trilateral cooperation to protect the freedom of the sea is underway. In addition to the participation of Japan's self-defense forces in the joint U.S.-Philippines exercises held last month, the first joint exercise by the Coast Guard agencies of the three countries was held in June this year. Through these efforts, let us protect the maritime order, which is governed by laws and rules, not by force. Ladies and gentlemen, as I have mentioned, the relationship between Japan and the Philippines has made great strides over the past half-century. I believe that the people-to-people connection is a bedrock of this relationship. I offered flowers yesterday at the monument to Dr. Jose Rizal. Dr. Rizal, who had once stayed in Japan in his youth and had the opportunity to interact with Japanese people, envisioned that our two countries would one day engage in a full-fledged relationship. Indeed, exchanges between the peoples of the two countries have been unwavering. After the Great East Japan earthquake in 2011, the Philippines sent a medical assistance team, and the Filipino caregiver candidates remained in the affected areas to provide dedicated care, saying, "We cannot abandon the elderly people." In return, when Typhoon Yolanda struck in 2013, Japanese people from the disaster-stricken area of Tohoku went to the Philippines to assist in the recovery and reconstruction efforts. This kind of relationship is what former Prime Minister of Japan, Fukuda, articulated, a heart-to-heart relationship. I believe that it is the responsibility of those living in the present to take the heart-to-heart ties established by our predecessors to new heights and pass them on to the next generation. The slogan for the 50th anniversary of ASEAN-Japan Friendship and Cooperation is Golden Friendship, Golden Opportunities. At the ASEAN-Japan Commemorative Summit meeting in December, I hope to work with President Marcos and other ASEAN leaders to ensure that the golden friendship between Japan and ASEAN will be a golden opportunity that leads to the next generation. To friends of the Philippines and ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, I would like to express my deepest gratitude for the warm hospitality upon my visit to the Philippines. I will continue to do my utmost to ensure that the strong friendship between Japan and the Philippines will last and further develop in the future. Thank you very much for your time today.
On behalf of the Philippine Senate, we express our deepest gratitude to His Excellency Prime Minister Kishida Fumio for his gracious acceptance of our invitation to address a special joint session of Congress, illuminating the path towards an even more robust and dynamic relationship between our two nations, one that is grounded in the common pursuit of peace and progress within our countries and throughout our region. Long live Philippine-Japan friendship and partnership.
In the spirit of unity and partnership, we extend our sincere and heartfelt appreciation to His Excellency Prime Minister Kishida Fumio with reverence and hope for our shared future. This discourse fortifies the bridge between our great nations. Maraming salamat at mabuhay tayong lahat.
On the part of the Senate, this historic special joint session is adjourned.
On the part of the House of Representatives, this special session is adjourned. Wonderful.
Okay, so mga kaibigan, oras sa udyat, alas 7:20 ng gabi. So narinig niyo po yung pong ginawang speech noon ang pagbisita po nitong Prime Minister ng Japan na si Fumio Kishida, no? Kung saan nga po ay binanggit niya yung matibay ng pagtuturingan o pagiging magkaibigan ng Pilipinas at ng kanilang bansa. At kung maririnig nyo rin kanina na may sinabi na nagbigay daw ang Japan ng nasa $1 million na halaga at parang ginamit yata sa proyekto somewhere in Mindanao. Well, bagay, ang Japan po ay isang mayamang bansa. At talagang doon po, ewan ko, dati ang bansa natin ang masisikap, masisipag, no? Tulad kahit mga farmers, pero ngayon makita nyo sa Japan, kung titingnan nyo yung mga Hapon doon, mga Hapones, makita nyo marurumi kuko, mga marurumi paa, pero dahil sa pagbubukid nyo na yun, pero ang yayaman po. Kaya nga nagtataka ako no, dito sa atin, bakit bakit yung iba iniiwan ang pagtatanim, ang pagsasaka, samantalang maganda po ang buhay doon, ang kita. Well, siguro nasa gobyerno din yun. Pero kung bibili ng gobyerno ng magandang halaga yung mga tinatanim ng ating mga magsasaka, abay siguro napakaganda. Okay, so yun mga kaibigan, siguro ko after nyan magpapakilala lang tayo at susunod natin yung pong ginawang pagdinig ng Senado naman, no, doon po sa mga ilang mga bagay katulad ng mga kasama na DNR doon, etc. Okay. Pero magpapakilala po muna tayo at muli po tayong magbabalik. Sandali lamang po.
Now,
talakayin. Biggest destruction of dangerous drugs worth 1.
Rebisahin, opinyon, malawaking, aksyonan. Kasama si ROCEL LOPEZ, ang inyong katropa sa pagbabalita. Dito lang sa Millennial Online TV. Tutok na mga katropa!
Barangay, pangunahing unit ng pamahalang lokal kung saan dito pinag-uusapan ang bawat sigalot ng mga residente ng bawat barangay. Dito rin pinag-uusapan ng mga piling halal na opisyal na barangay ang mga proyekto para sa kanilang barangay. Kumustahin natin ang panunungkulan ni Kapitan dito sa Dama Barangay sa Millennial Online TV Worldwide, ang katropa ng bawat barangay.
Ating tinatapos ang ating pagpupulong. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagdalo at tapos na po ang ating session. Adjourn na po tayo.
Okay, alas 7:23 po ng gabi. At tulad nga na sinabi natin mga kaibigan, at medyo okay na yung kanina natin na pagbisita sa joint session ng Prime Minister ng Japan. Ngayon po ay itong hinaman natin yung pong ginawang pagdinig naman ng Senado, no? Tungkol po naman dito sa mga kasama na rito ang DNR, etc. So kasama na rito, no? So teka muna, hinahanap natin. Para maiba naman. At teka lang ha. Ayan. Ayan, ito. Yung susunod po, yun nga, kasama rito yung mga ginawang pagdinig na Senado. No, kasama na rito ang environmental sector ng gobyerno, climate change, no, para malaman natin ano ba talaga, ano ba nangyayari. Narito po.
Philippines, we have Miss Maria Josela Pangilinan. From the Wild Bird Club of the Philippines, we have Mr. Michael Lu. From the Navotas Fishport, we have Miss Luz Ortiz and Mr. Engineer Danilo Aksalan. From the Philippine Plaza Holdings Inc., we have Mr. Esteban Peña C. From Soler Resorts, we have Mr. Elian Mark Pailan and Mr. Donato Almeda. From Asian Terminal Incorporated, we have Mr. Sean James Perez. From the Association of International Shipping Lines Incorporated, we have Mr. Patrick Ronas, Mr. Joseph Collantes, and Mr. Casel Merin. From the International Container Terminal,
Ontiveros, emphasizing that these permits were essential before the contractors could start their operation. Overall, the first public hearing was an exploration into the complex world of land reclamation, its potential impacts, and the various stakeholders' perspective on the issue. We are still in the process of discovery as we push forward with our second hearing on the subject matter. So, I will give the floor to Senator Coco if he wants to make a opening statement. So no. So we'll go now to the hearing proper. Okay. We have many visitors now affected by the reclamation. I want to call each and every one of them because after the first hearing, they requested to be represented here because they are the operators of our very big ports in Manila, which will be affected by reclamation. First in line would be the president of association, the director president of the Asian Terminal Incorporated, Mr. Eusebio Tanco, to be represented by Mr. Sean James L. Perez, Senior Vice President. We recognize Mr. Sean James L. Perez, Senior Vice President. I think, Mr. Cuñado, you have to hear their voices so that you will know what grave mistake you made here. Okay? Kasi ang dami-dami nagko-complain to this reclamation in Manila Bay. And I think you issued the ECC without any consultation from anybody. Like us, you issued an ECC for the Las Piñas Parañaque Wetland Park. There is a PAMBI in the Las Piñas Parañaque Wetland Park. There is a protected area management board, and we were not informed that you are issuing an ECC to destroy our Las Piñas Parañaque Wetland Park. So I will be the last to ask questions from you, but let us hear first from one of our ports, Asian Terminal Incorporated, Mr. Sean James L. Perez, Senior Vice President.
Good morning and thank you, Madam Chair. I'm from Asian Terminals, the operator of South Harbor Port in Manila. Maybe just as a backgrounder, Madam Chair, prior to pandemic, sometime in 2018, we were given the notice that there will be some reclamation done in Manila Bay. And at that time, not everything was clear, but as early as then, we already voiced out our concerns about the reclamation. At that time, specific to our operations only at the South Harbor, Madam Chair, because we are not in a position of expertise to really qualify all the other matters that are being related. So of the 15 reclamation projects that were there, we took exception only to 4 because these were the ones that directly affected the port of South Harbor. And these were the Madam Chair, that would be the Pasay Harbor City. The second one would be the Manila Horizon. And you have the Solar City as well as Waterfront. Only these four were the ones we took exception because they...
Number 3 is,
Solar City, Madam Chair,
and the number 4
was Waterfront, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you.
And the reason why we took exception was because when we saw the layout of the geographical map, it actually covered the entrance channel to our facility, the inner breakwater where the port would actually be going into. And as it was laid out, it would also cover our inner anchorage. We used to have 18, but we're now having 12 anchorage berths. And that, in effect, would also be covered. So at that time, being the tenant of the Port Authority, we worked closely with them because we were asked to give our comments. So the comment we made was that we have a concession which is going to be impacted because we will not be able to service the vessels. And there will be other repercussions as well in terms of our ability to serve the stakeholders. And ensuing discussions, I believe, went through. I mean, pandemic came in. There were several meetings and discussions. And the present one as of this time is that we already have a new channel which is being used right now. I'm not sure how complete it is. I'm not in a position to say that, Madam Chair. But we have also given the authorities our comments to be shared also with all the other stakeholders that will be in those meeting discussions. We said that we would, of course, want to have a similar access channel which would be convenient for the shipping lines and other stakeholders and would be a safe and efficient ingress and egress of the vessels. And secondly, was also to address the concern of our inner anchorage points, the 12 that I mentioned earlier, and how it will be. But I believe the Port Authority has already given some coordinates for the new anchorage, the anchorage replacements, which we're working closely with the Port Authority to identify where they are so that we will see how effective it will be, Madam Chair. The other concerns, of course, we voiced out was also how we would also be able to adapt. I mean, just like any other port, we will have to try to adapt because with the reclamations, water levels go up, the drain flows, the storm drains, and everything else in terms of the operationability of the port will have to be adjusted accordingly. So these are the things that we're taking up in the guise of the fact that we see that the reclamation is already there. We have to make sure that our commitment to the government is that we continue to be able to serve the stakeholders that we actually made that commitment to, Madam Chair.
Cuñado, when you issued these 4 ECCs, did you hear their concern?
Madam Chair, would like to inform the body, Madam Chair, that the issuance of the CC is not under my time. I think that is Director Torbilla for the Pasay City government. Just the time of Director Torbilla.
Who issued the ECC for them? This 4 reclamation project.
Director Torbilla, Madam Chair.
Can you at this point I would like to request the committee secretary to swear in Engineer William Cuñado. Cuñado. Siya yun.
Please raise your right hand.
Dinideny niya to.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this Senate hearing? Okay, thank you.
Gusto niya mag-retire. Hindi siya pinagre-retire kasi sagutin niya muna to. Oo. So, can you give us the list of this reclamation project and who issued the ECC for this 4 reclamation project?
Yes, Madam Chair.
The Pasay Harbor City, who issued the ECC?
Based on the record, Madam Chair, Pasay City Government issued by Director Torbilla.
Pabilia? Who is?
Torbilla.
Can you spell that?
T-U-R-B.
Ano? T-U-R.
B.
B.
E. L-L.
B-E. Turbelia.
Yeah. Double L.
A.
That's-
A. O, nasaan siya? And Manila Horizon.
City Government of Pasay for 265 hectare. Pasay
Ilan yung
Harbor
Pasay
Commissions
Harbor City?
Director
Ilang hektarya
Torbilla.
yung Pasay Harbor City? Yung Pasay, yung nauna.
The first one is 360 hectares reclamation, Madam Chair.
Oh, yung number 2, Manila
Number two is
Horizon.
265
Oh,
hectares.
sino nag-issue?
Still Director Torbilla.
And then, Solar City.
Solar City. Solar. This Manila Gold Corporation.
Wala sa listahan mo, Solar City.
Ito bang Manila? Manila Gold Coast? Manila Gold Coast. Gold Coast. Manila Gold Coast. For the Manila Gold Coast Development
Itong Solar City is Manila
Gold Coast Development Corporation.
Manila Gold Coast.
This is 148 hectares reclamation issued by time of use Yunis.
Yones. Ikaw pumirma nito. And then Waterfront.
City Government of Nabutas.
Waterfront. What is the name of Waterfront?
Ano yung Manila? Torbilla, Manila rin. Manila. Director Torbilla.
Siya uli. Ilang hectares? Ano is ano ang tunay na pangalan?
300.
Ano project name ng Waterfront? Mag-ayos kayo kasi iisa-isahin natin to.
Manila Waterfront Reclamation Project issued by Director Mitudio Torbilla.
Turbelia. How many hectares?
318.
Now, sabihin mo sa akin, sino ang kapartner ng local government for this Pasay Harbor City? Sino to?
Pasay City.
Yeah, yung kapartner. Isasabihin mo, Pasay City government, but may kapartner yan. Lahat may kapartner yan. Sino yung kapartner? Yung Pasay Harbor City. Who is the proponent? Aside from the city government.
Pasay Harbor City Corporation.
Sino yon? Sino may-ari?
Charlie Gonzales.
Charlie Gonzales. Oh, ito ba yung merong merong isa kayo dito na i-declare nyo ng A&D? Nasaan yun? Ito. This is Proclamation 237, declaring certain parcels of reclaimed land located in the city of Pasay, Metro Manila, Island of Luzon as alienable and disposable land, reserving the same for mixed-use development and granting ownership in favor of the Philippine Reclamation Authority. Ito ba yon? Ito ba yon? This is the one. Please explain to me who asked the President to declare this as A and D.
I think that the proponents declared that an A and D.
No, the
Request.
proponent cannot declare it
Ayan
as
na.
A and D.
Request for
It
A
should
and
have
D.
come from the DNR. Can you answer that? This was done in recently. What date is this? October 17, 2022. Can DNR answer this? Did you recommend this to declare this as A and D?
I can explain, Madam
Yeah,
Chair, if
please
I may,
explain.
the process.
Secretary Adobo.
Yeah. A reclaimed area would be an unclassified land, no? Therefore, it's part of the public domain, considered as unclassified public forest. For it to be alienated, there is a need to declare it alienable and disposable. The question who requested for it to be proclaimed, I haven't seen the document, but it's always the proponent, ma'am. This one, I'm explaining, ma'am,
You are
the process.
DNR, I am the Senate. You don't know the
I'm-
document.
there
That is
must have been-
declaration of reclamation area is as A and D.
What I'm saying, ma'am, this particular request.
I will give you a copy. I have the copy.
I'm
You
sure
don't
it's
have the
somewhere in our
copy.
file, but what I'm saying is the process, Madam Chairman.
Can you please explain this?
Yes, ma'am. So
I thought
when there
the
is a
Manila Bay
request,
is the ownership of the people of the Philippines.
when there is a
Oo.
request, ma'am.
And then there's a reclamation. They said that it's good for the local government. Now it has been declared as an A and D, and it's for the benefit of the proponent. Please explain to me the logic behind this.
Okay. Ma'am, I was provided answer from our colleague. The request came from PRA for it to be declared A and D. Right.
Oh, can you PRA? Yeah. Can we ask the PRA? There's a PRA here to answer the
Madam
question.
Chair, good morning po.
Yes.
AGM Literal po from PRA. Ma'am, explain lang po namin yung process na sinasabi po ni Yusek Adobo. Actually, the governing issuance is DNR Administrative Order 2018-14. The applicant for presidential proclamation is Philippine Reclamation Authority under the said guidelines. 2018-14, ma'am. Is PRA, ma'am. Ma'am, under doon sa contract po, yes, okay. Ma'am, under doon sa contract po namin with Pasay, as explained kasi po before po, it's included in the public domain po yung area na yun sa Manila Bay. And then, during the development of the project, there are milestones or timelines. Nag-start po yan when it reached the 1.5 meter elevation. So, nagkaroon na po ng survey ang PRA, DNR, and also the city government of Pasay. So after that po na nagkaroon ng
PagAsa?
Ma'am, yung MOA po namin, ma'am, is that governs the approval of the reclamation project, Madam Chair.
Ano MOA nyo doon? Please explain to us. Para alam nung na binigyan nyo na ng A&D status yung...
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, yung MOA kasi, ma'am, yung last time...
tawag dito? Asian Terminal Incorporated.
Yes po. Last time po kasi we talked about the MOU. Under the Memorandum of Understanding, there's a period for the proponents to complete the requirements and also to secure the ECC and the area clearance. After that, ma'am, kapag kompleto na po yung documents, we go up to the board after evaluation of the requirements and recommend for the approval of the project. And upon approval of the project, there's a contract, which is the memorandum of agreement entered into by PRA and the proponent, which is in this case the city of Pasay. And then after the MOA, there are plans and designs that are submitted, including the permits na na-discuss po last meeting, yung pagpasok po ng mga contractors. So, partially, ma'am, hindi pa po. Ma'am, hindi pa siya complete yung buong project, but the A&D is applied for in phases. Kapag naka-reach na po siya ng elevation under the
Mag-a-apply na
DDAW,
ng A&D.
It starts with the survey, ma'am. And then after the survey, magkakaroon po ng complete stop work po ang DNR, and then the Land Management Bureau recommends for a draft presidential proclamation to the Office of the President. And then the Office of the President also does its complete stop work and reviews all the documentation prior to the issuance of the presidential proclamation, Madam Chair.
When did this start? This sa Pasay Harbor City?
Ma'am, it started first semester of 2022, yung first phase. The proclamation was issued May 17, 2022, Madam Chair.
So, ano lang? Ilang months lang?
Ma'am, it started from 2021. It's more than
Sabi
a
mo
year.
2022, ngayon 2021
Ma'am, sinasabi namin yung process, ma'am.
Hindi. Kailan nag-start ang reclamation nito?
Ma'am, yun nga, last quarter of 2021, ma'am.
Tapos, pwede na i-declare na ng 2022?
Ma'am, that's the phase 1 of the project, ma'am. It's
So, the declared here is the phase 1 only?
Yes,
How
ma'am.
many hectares?
65 or 67, ma'am.
265 to eh.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
368.
Ma'am, it's the 265, ma'am.
The 265.
Sir, Pasay Harbor City Corporation.
No, it's 368. 368. 368 hectares. And it started in last quarter of
Ma'am,
2021.
Mr.
And
Senator,
then,
sir,
na-declare na A&D third quarter of 2022.
it's May 17, 2022, Madam Chair.
Oh, ilang hektarya na-declare na A&D?
It's 67.
67 hectares. Pinapara ba to?
Ano po?
Kasama to doon sa pinapara?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, so hanggang dito lang siya sa 67 hectares.
Ma'am, last May again, 2023, there's another proclamation for another phase. So there are 2 proclamations already.
Ang provision, hindi pwede yung partial declaration. It says here is in your rules and regulation that you can only
Madam Chair, yun po yung naging supplemental agreement, it would be in 4 phases, ma'am,
So
Madam Chair.
this is a provision of the, ano to, yung inano mo na law, guidelines on the issuance of area clearance, DNR administrative order. You have to do it upon completion of the project.
Ma'am, the projects, ma'am, are divided into 4 phases. Completion of each phase, ma'am.
Wala naman sinabing upon completion of the phases. It's only upon completion of the project. Submerged pa yun. Wala pang land. So how can you explain that?
Ma'am, the 2 parcels were
But
completed
it's still
already, ma'am.
submerged. It's not completed. Ba't kayo nagre-request sa President ng hindi tama?
Ma'am,
Tatanungin kita, katulad nung sa Bacoor, natanggal yung inyong chairman at saka yung inyong ano, bakit natanggal yun? Ano ginawa nila?
Ma'am, there's a...
Tinanggal yung chairman nyo, si Chairman Agra, at saka si GM Rubiato. Bakit sila tinanggal? PRA din yun.
Ma'am, ma'am, just to clarify just the case, ma'am.
Oh.
They were administratively suspended, ma'am.
Why?
Ma'am, because of the case filed by the province of Cavite.
Why was the case filed?
There was a alleged
It's not
conflict.
alleged. It's overlap. 2 reclamation project overlapping. It's not alleged. I saw the map. So talagang ang PRA, you're not following rules. Hmm? Ito, nakalagay dito, only upon completion of the reclamation. Now you have asked the President to declare it A and D, hindi completed on reclamation. So what is your answer to that?
Ma'am, for PRA, ma'am, there's a contract also that divided the project in phases, and each phase, actually it's not completion, it's 1.5 meter elevation, but the conveyance would come.
The DNR, it's not like that. It's your rules. It's not the rules of the DNR. You cannot make your own rules against DNR, di ba? You have to follow the rules. You cannot make your own rules.
Ma'am, if I may.
Of course, it's conflict of interest, di ba? How can you follow the rules that you make? You don't make your own rules. You follow the rules. Alam mo, ang dami na nagagalit sa PRA. Okay, we'll go ahead. Do you have any question?
Procedure sana which USEC Adobo already started, no? PRA. So, reclaimed land is unclassified land. Yan ang principle, no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Therefore, general rule, not alienable. Tama, no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Therefore, for it to be alienable, it must be declared as alienable and disposable by only one authority, and that is
The President.
the President. Okay. And then if the executive branch siguro follows a certain procedure, President will not act unless there is an over reclaimed land. President will not act unless the endorsement comes from PRA.
The process
Or
starts
DNR.
from the request of PRA or the other proponents, and we investigate, a survey authority is issued. First, it has to be surveyed. So the responsible officer to issue survey authority is our CENRO, that's the officer that covers the area. And a technical evaluation is done on it, and a complete stop work is submitted to the office of the RED, we call it, Regional Executive Director, who in turn endorses. Yes.
Yes, DNR
Yes.
not.
It's not P.R.A. You have to go through with that and then
Yes.
you recommend to P.R.A.
PRA nag-umpisa.
The requests
PRA
come from the proposal.
ang nag-initiate ng proceedings within the ENR would be PRA because of that request of the PRA.
Tama po.
Siguro naman ang nag-initiate sa PRA would have been the persons reclaiming land siguro. I mean, babalikan ko si PRA. Basta PRA endorses something to DNR, it initiates your proceedings. O nagsisurvey na po kayo, and then now, so you have the meets and bounds of that particular area that we are talking about, and then what do you do now? Does it reach the secretary level?
Yeah, yes.
Okay,
For endorsement to the Office of the President.
Okay, so the endorsement, from the point of view of the Office of the President, the endorsement comes not from PRA but from DNR.
That would be correct. Your
That
Honor.
is, and the wording is, what is the particular action being requested by the DNR Secretary?
Actually, we're endorsing the requests because we're to come up with a complete stop work, recommending for issuance of a special patent, proclamation, and then, yeah, if it's approved, a special patent is issued over the reclaimed area, delineating the required buffer zone. We call it, in this particular case, the required buffer zone under our DAO would be 40 meters. That would be considered forest land, no? protection area.
Ano po yung buffer zone? Nalito tayo.
The
Nalito po
entire
tayo.
proclaimed area would be declared A&D. No? The one adjoining the water would be left as owned by the state.
Tinanong kita kanina kung ikaw ang nag-recommend sa President, sabi mo PRA. Ngayon sabi mo dapat kayo ang magsusulat sa President. There's conflict there.
I-clarify ko lang yung statement ko, ma'am. Request po yung nag-trigger ng aming action. And I said, the proponent. In this particular case, clarify ni PRA, sila yung proponent. Kasi there are projects applied with them, no? But the proponent could be LGU. Of course, ako may partner man sila. Sila yung requesting party. Ni-endorse din siguro ni PRA.
Madali na pong umatras. Dito muna ako sa because we have presidential proclamations and these are under the Marcos administration na pala. Right before me is proclamation number 237, but this is the May 2023 proclamation. And then si Mr. Literal mentioned an earlier one. What would be the number of that earlier one?
Madam Chair, 1377 po.
1377 naman. Okay, there's an 13 kasi in 1377. Okay, 4. Sige, Yusek, nandun na tayo. So the procedure is, you make a survey, you do complete staff work. Meron ba decision making involved o ministerial lang? You do the survey and then you just endorse it. Can you possibly, in theory, make a negative finding na let us not declare this alienable and disposable?
Theoretically, yes, Your Honor. Like as earlier stated, baka submerged pa naman yung area, hindi pa. May certain height sila sinasabi.
Hindi, okay. Ang ginawa nyo nga rito, kaya nga kami nagtataka na-recommend nyo nga na gawing alienable and disposable, submerged pa Yan, nakita ko. Meron dito, boundaries. Example, page 1 lang ng Proclamation 237. Ano to boundaries nito? Future reclamation. Di ba submerge yun? When the phrase is future reclamation, what does that mean? Sige, medyo mali ang mga laymen kung gano'n. Sige, explain to us. So talagang ano na
Late
to?
proclamation.
Angat na. Sige, explain to us bakit sa proclamation ay parang lumalabas ang mga words or ang phrase na future reclamation. Sige.
Ang yung submerged, Your Honor, yun yung adjacent area. Pero yung pre-claim, mismo yung completed reclamation project na po.
So pagdating dito sa mga yung mga line bearing natin, ano na yan? Ano ba tawag mong sa land na hindi na submerged? What do you call that? Reclaimed or out above sea level ang sinasabihin. Okay. So in that particular case, the DNR has no discretion to deny the request. Kasi sinabi mo kanina, nagdi-deny lang kayo kung submerged pa eh. Paano kung hindi na pala submerged? Wala na, tali na kamay ninyo.
Kasi in the first place, Your Honor, bago sila naman mag-reclaim, may mga requirements kino-complete, no? Once completed, ready na for endorsement for proclamation so that a special patent will be issued. So kung sinusundan namin guidelines, kompleto naman, then, as a matter of course, you just endorse it to the office of the President.
Okay, so from the very start, from the very start, yan ang danger dyan because in practice, once a reclamation project is approved, you're almost assured that the reclaimed land will be declared alienable and disposable. In practice, yes or no? Yes. Kasi
yes,
I don't think you can cite any
kung susundin lahat.
any instance na dininay. Tama?
Parang wala pa naman.
Wala. Kaya in practice.
Sinunod lahat yung proseso.
Ganun ang nangyayari. Okay. Ngayon, Mr. Literal, sinumatotal ko yung sinabi yung proclamation number 1377, ilang hectares po yun? Tapos isuma total natin sa proclamation number 237, ano po yung total ng dalawa?
Madam Chair and Senator Pimentel, for phase 1 it's 67.81 hectares. For phase 2, the proclamation 237, there are two titles. There are two. One is 12.43 hectares, and the other is 54.59, for a total of 67.03 hectares. Madam Chair, for a total of 134.
Ayun, dalawa.
Yes.
134, and that would...
0.85.
Yes, 134.85 hectares of from the two proclamations, and these are relevant only to the
Pasay 265.
Harbor City Reclamation.
265. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, kada isa nito, itong apat na nabanggit po ng ATI, kung saan sila may reservations or ano, meron ng mga presidential proclamations.
Sir.
Ito pa lang.
Just Pasay 265, sir.
Ito pa lang.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So that means if we can find something objectionable here, we can inform the Office of the President to restrain, So ganun ang nangyayari. Actually, sa ibang bansa, just correct me if I'm wrong, DNR at saka PRA, sa ibang bansa, di ba, they reclaim actually to improve their ports? Di ba ganun ang nangyayari? They reclaim to improve their ports. Yes, karamihan yata ganun. I think Singapore, mga ganun. Dito sa atin,
Reclaim to destroy the ports.
yung impression ko, we reclaim, but not for the purpose of improving the port. Kasi ang purpose niyata nito, ending ito is condo? What is the PRA? What would be all of this? Mamili ka rito sa 1 to 4 na reclamation projects which might affect our port efficiency or usage, which is the backbone of the economy, Okay, at least one of the backbones of the economy. Anong ending po nito? Maging successful lahat ito? Ano, condo?
Sir, it's a mixed-use development, sir.
Precisely.
May
Ano
condo,
ibig
may
sabihin?
institutional, commercial.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Correct, di ba? Correct, yan na. Condo, residential, commercial. Maglagay lang naman ng commercial doon. May nakatira siguro doon. Pag wala siguro nakatira doon, parang hindi viable yung project.
Madam Chair, Mr. Senator, just for the information of the body, ICTSI and ATI also have their own applications for reclamation under their contract or concession with PPA. So they are likewise also expanding their or developing their port areas, Mr. Chair.
They develop their port when you gave permit na to other na magre-reclaim. Pag sila yung magre-reclaim at saka yung others magre-reclaim, wala nang dadaanan ng vapor.
Madam Chair, they have their own areas of jurisdiction wherein they can develop there for future expansions. In fact, even Manila Harbor is also applying for an expansion of their port for another 50 hectares, Madam Chair.
I can understand the port. They're expanding the port. But when you are building, you are reclaiming for what do you call this, condominium near the port, that's a different story. I can understand when the port is expanding. Yeah. But making it residential area, yung ports, that's a different story altogether. Can you show us the map na it's feasible?
Yeah,
Can
para
you give us
para
the map of
in
these
context,
four,
yeah.
this for reclamation project in relation to the South Harbor.
Sige, please prepare the map yan para Tapos in the meantime, Mr. Literal, yung mga port concessionaires natin, sabi mo they're also applying for land reclamation projects. And anong use nun? Exclusively for port purposes. Okay, hindi mixed use ha. Okay, kasi I will be greatly disappointed kung gano'n din ang sagot mo.
Actually, sir, it's for the expansion of their port operations.
Yes,
sir.
port operations talaga. Okay. Sige ma'am, tita?
Hindi ba yun ang dapat naging priority mo, yung expansion of the port rather than giving it to others?
Ano na status nun, ng mga port reclamation proposals of the concessionaires?
They're ongoing, also in phases, Madam Chair and Mr. Senator. Meron po sila kasing obligations din under the concession. So, hindi naman po ito one So, nagre-report din po sa amin yung stages po ng compliance sila dun sa concession agreement.
Ilan to? How many reclamation projects ito? By our port concessionaires, purely for improving the port area?
Just, andito naman din po. Actually, sir, ATI has its own conditions sa concession. Meron din pong ICTSI. Manila Harbor applied for a expansion din. Even PFDA, sir, applied for expansion of this port.
Apat, more or less?
At least 4, yes.
Okay. Were these also covered by the suspension order by the President?
We were informed, yung sa ATI and ICTSI, wala po silang ongoing, so hindi po sila affected.
Yeah, pero kung meron mang ongoing, would have been affected.
Could have been, sir.
Or could have been affected.
Yes,
So
sir.
yung dalawang ongoing.
And yung, sir, sa PFDA, sir, we issued a notice of suspension and a CDO was also issued by DNR. Just to comply with the presidential
So
directive.
enumerate sinong mga port ang nag-apply na expansion? So,
Ma'am, under po doon sa concession agreement, meron pong sa record namin yung ATI and ICTSI.
pero hindi pa sila nag-a-apply. Did you apply? We asked ATI and ICTSI. Nag-apply ba kayo ng port expansion?
Yes, Madam Chair. We actually, under our concession with the Port Authority, were mandated to develop. And in that aspect, we also use the certificate and clearances of PPA. So that is in coordination with the DNR and PRA as well. We completed ours already last year, which is why it was already done. So we're using it now. The only pending construction we have is not reclamation, Madam Chair, but it's the pier. We're doing it on piles, so it's not considered as the reclamation, Madam Chair. Your Honor.
Good morning, Madam Chair. We currently have an application for construction of Berth 8. That's about a 6-hectare development inside MICT.
That's about 8 hectares, Madam Chair.
8 hectares. So, mahina lang. Parang expansion lang ng port.
Pero reclamation pa rin.
Oh, pero
Para klaro, no? Para klaro. ATI, you reclaimed 8 hectares, tapos na. So,
yes, Your
no
Honor.
longer affected by the order.
Yes, Your Honor.
ICTSI, you are still you need to reclaim 6 hectares?
We have a pending application for an ECC, sir.
sino pa yung may application beside the two of them?
Madam Chair, PFDA po.
PFDA.
PF?
Philippine Fisheries Development Authority.
PFDA.
Kasi yung nabotas.
Yes, Madam
But
Chair.
that's government. How many hectares?
Ma'am, around 17 hectares. Actually,
17
this is
hectares.
this is the improvement of the existing breakwater and the Pier 5. So we just expand.
Yes, but GOCC kayo, di ba?
Oh, GOCC.
Yes,
Okay, and
Your
then,
Honor.
Mr. Literal, even a GOCC follows the general procedure.
Yes, Mr. Senator.
And if the President orders suspension, pati sila covered.
Oh, sino
Yes,
pa?
po.
Okay, sino pa
Tatlo
isa?
lang?
Meron pa isa?
Tatlo lang? Sabi mo,
May isa
apat.
pa eh.
Ma'am, may pending application po ang Manila Harbor. Manila
Sino
North.
yung Manila Harbor?
It's the city of Manila and
May port ba siya dito?
North Harbor din po. There's an existing port and they applied for an expansion of another
North
50
Harbor?
hectares.
5-0?
Sino may
Yes, sir,
ari
50.
nito?
Manila Harbor Center, Mr. Regis Romero, Madam Chair.
Private din.
Pero hindi ba kontrata din to sa government?
It's
Na ino-operate nila yung Manila Harbor Center?
yeah, it's with PPA, Madam Chair.
So, nag-a-apply sila, gaano kalaki?
Another 50 hectares, Madam Chair.
50?
50, Madam Chair.
Hindi ba siya yung nag-ooperate ngayon ng Subic?
Yes. Hindi ma'am. Sa kanila po, I am not sure whether they already took over the operation.
It's in
But,
the papers.
yeah, it's in the papers.
Tinake over nila yung Subic.
Subic
Port. Oh. 50 hectares. Pero ginawa niya na to? Hindi pa.
No ma'am. Pending application pa rin ma'am. It's one of the projects on the pipeline.
So,
ma'am.
ito yung mga port talaga?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yung ginagawa mo, hindi port yun.
Mixed,
Reclamation
yes.
lang yun for other commercial and residential. Now, we will ask ATI, how will that affect you, yung apat na yon? Can you envision na kung matuloy yun, how will that affect you?
Well, Madam Chair, the first part, we already voiced out that it's the entrance to the port itself.
Wala ba tayong mapa niyan? Para mapakita natin sa mga tao? Wala tayong mapa? Pwede ba ipakita nyo sa ano? At least we will hear muna yung isang harbor, then the next harbor, how they will be affected, di ba?
Makikita sa entrance.
Kasi yung mga operator ng port talagang tumawag sila sa akin, gusto nila.
Pasok na goods. Pati export natin, paano lalabas? Tsaka, ang alam ko dyan, tita, meron yung mga, di ba, binavalue yan yung natural depth ng ano eh.
Oo.
Binavalue yan, may value yan. Tapos tayo kung magre-reclaim tayo, papunta natin yung mga subsidence at ano. Mababaw lahat yan. May value yan eh. May value.
So, while we're waiting for PRA, can I, Engineer Conado, ano ba ang inapprove mo dito sa 22 ECC na to? Ano ang inapprove mo? Kasi sinabi mo itong apat na to, Turbella and Leones. Alin ang inapprove mo? Dun sa ECC.
Madam Chair, the following ECC that I have approved are the 576.7 hectares Nabutas Coastal Bay Reclamation,
Lakasan
City
mo.
of
Ano, sabi mo? 500 hectares, ano?
576.7,
576 hectares reclamation where?
the city of Nabutas.
Nabotas. Okay. Para kanino to? Sino proponent nito?
City governments of Nabutas, Madam Chair.
Hindi, meron niyang proponent. Ako naman. Sino?
Argon B Construction, Madam Chair.
Sino yon?
That's
Huwag mo sabihin sa akin hindi mo kilala. Huwag mo ko lolokohin. Sino may-ari nun?
I don't have the personality
Naku naman.
name.
Sabihin mo sa akin, imposible in-approve mo reclamation, di mo nakilala ang proponent. Ako naman. Sino?
Itong Argon B Construction lang, Madam Chair.
Sino nga?
Corporation na nakalagay.
Siyempre, may naglalakad sa iyo niyan eh. Hindi mo kilala.
Sino nag-represent sa corporation? Sino nag-represent sa corporation? Hindi ko kilala.
Hanapin niyo dun sa online.
City of Nabutas.
Sisinungaling.
Kasi si Joel. Madam Chair, the San Miguel.
Hindi mo alam na San Miguel to? Malalaman din namin sumagot ka na kasi hindi mo pa pwede magtago.
The second, Madam Chair, is 286.86 hectares Paranaque Reclamation Project, City of Governments of Paranaque, Century Peak, Willie King, Madam Chair. Another, Madam Chair, is the 90 hectares Bacoor Reclamation and Development Project, City of Governments of Bacoor, Plabil, Fishing Corporation. And another, Madam Chair, 230 hectares Bacoor Reclamations and Development Project, City of Governments of Bacoor, still Plabil Corporation, Madam Chair. Then Another 100 hectares, Diamonds, Reclamations and Development Project, City of Governments of Bacoor. Still, Aboitis. This is for Aboitis, Madam Chair. Yes, Madam Chair. Then, another project, Madam Chair, is Cavite Reclamations and Development Project, Island Sea, 205 hectares, province of Cavite. Novelita, Madam Chair. Proponent is Century Peak Partner. They seem willing, Willity, Madam Chair. Willie King. Then another one is Cavite Reclamations and Development Project, Island D, 267 hectares. Proponent is Province of Cavite. Nobilita and Rosario, Cavite, Madam Chair. Then, and project proponent is still Century Peak, Willie King. Then Cavite Reclamations and Development Project, Island A, 247.28 hectares, Province of Cavite, Cavite City and Kawit, Cavite. Kawit, Cavite pala, Madam Chair.
So, Kawit ito.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Oh, sino ang proponent?
Century Peak, still, Madam Chair.
William King. And then?
And the last one, Madam Chair, is the Cavite Reclamations and Development Project, Island E, Province of Cavite.
O, saan lugar?
Rosario, Cavite, Madam Chair.
Gaano kalaki?
324 hectares, Madam Chair.
Ano, Rosario?
Rosario.
Walang Cavite City.
Wala, Rosario, Cavite lang.
Oh, sino to?
This still, Century Peak, Madam Chair.
William King. Nasaan yung kay Birata?
Cavitix, Madam Chair.
Yung kaya natanggal nag-overlap, di ba? Yung kay Birata, nasaan yun? Wala rito yun.
Yes, the Manila Bay Land Reclamation Project, Madam Chair. 844.
Ano?
Manila Bay
saan
Land
yun?
Reclamation Project.
Manila Bay.
844, Province of Cavite.
Saan yun? Where does it start and where does it end?
Within Bacoor and...
Starts in Bacoor. Where else?
Bacoor and...
Bacoor and then... Birata to, no? Bacoor, where else? 844 Di nag-overlap sila ni William King at saka ito. Tsaka si Prabel. Saan nag-overlap to?
Prabel ito, Madam Chair.
Oh, Bacoor, saan siya? Bacoor lang?
Sa Bacoor lang, Madam Chair.
Itong 844?
Oo.
Ha? So yung Prabel is ilan yun? 230, 90,
100 to 30 and 90. Pero the overlap lang, Madam Chair, pumasok doon sa
230.
230 and 100.
O kasi yung 90, yun yung before Cavitex, di ba?
Yung 90, Madam Chair, along the highway lang yun.
Before Cavitex. Tapos yung 230 at saka 330 is along Cavitex. Yung after Cavitex, dun sila nag-overlap.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Ba't ka nag-issue na ECC na overlap?
Madam Chair, based on the regulations, before the issuance of the CC, there's a memorandum of understanding between the proponent and the PRA. So they are the one who issue this area for this project proponent, Madam. So we are basing on this memorandum submitted by the project proponent, Madam Chair.
Talking about the environmental compliance certificate, ito na, ECC?
Yes.
Okay nga, kaya nga. So, do you do an actual on the site study or survey? Therefore,
actually,
because if you do, at hindi lang po yung desktop or tabletop analysis, if you do an actual on-the-ground study and survey, then there's a chance that you could have discovered the overlap. Kasi yun ang tanong bakit pati EEC nag-overlap? Tapos ang sagot mo, kasi kung overlap na yung papeles na binigay sa'yo, mag-overlap talaga yung ECC. So ganunan lang ba yun? Nasa lamesa lang ba kayo lahat ng opisina? Ganun lang po ba yun? ECC?
Actually, Mr. Senador, the situation is like this. The area clearance that will be the basis of the actual project area of this reclamation. So once there is an area clearance that will be issued based also in the proclamation provided by the PRA, then we will have to, based on our evaluations on the project impact and mitigating measures, I believe based on the PD 1536, there is no overlapping of the impact because our mandate is more on the determinations of the impact and mitigating measures. So whatever or whoever the project proponent in terms of the impact, there will be no overlapping of the environmental impact. So if this project environmental impact is applicable to this project proponent, then that will be applicable to the other project proponent. Nevertheless, Mr. Senador, we are only basing this area on the proclamation following the procedures of the PRA.
Well, yun na nga yun. Magkano bayad sa to secure an ECC? May bayad yan, di ba?
Filing fee
Kano?
and process.
How do you compute the filing fee? Alam dapat ng DNR yan kasi ano ninyo yan?
6,000. About mga 6,000, Mr. Chair.
It does not depend on the size or the scale of the project?
Regardless of the project. But however, the
6,000.
project proponent are required to pay the review committee that will be the one in charge in reviewing the project impact and mitigating measures.
Magkano yun? How do you fix that?
It depends on the activities that will be involved in the review process.
Sige,
Mr. Senador.
I'm sure governed ng isang department circular or order siguro yan, di ba?
Yes,
Can you
yeah.
submit that to the committee?
Yes, we will provide you for that.
Samantalang yung area clearance, magkano rin yun? May fees din doon, di ba?
That will be the DNR who will determine the amount for the phase of the area. Because
Dalawa kasi kinukuha, di ba? Area clearance and then the ECC, tama?
yeah, the ECC will be approved and processed by the Environmental Management Bureau, and the area clearance will be processed by the DNR.
Ganun pala, ganun ba thinking ninyo ang bureau parang pero organizationally hindi naman independent si EMB, no? It's part of the DNR, no?
It's
Pero
bureau,
betrays
line bureau.
Line bureau. Hindi naman kay GOCC or other agency na attached lang. Hindi. You're part of the DNR, right?
Yes.
Pero it betrays the thinking na si ENB iba, DNR ang the rest. Okay, anyway, pahingi na lang so ENB can give us the fees for the ECC.
Yes.
Plus yung compensation ng the review committee. And then which office naman sa DNR can give us the fees sa area clearance?
We'll just provide the corporate na lang
namin. I'm sure sa
namin.
USEC, kanino sa ilalim sa kanino USEC yan? Can you give us lang para makita ko lang kung ano. Okay, kasi ganito Madam Chair muna, last point ko. Ang dalawang projects nga na hindi na overlapping, theory lang ito, kaya naman siguro natin ito i-picture, no, into sa mind natin. Ang dalawang projects na hindi overlapping, but let us say near each other, could have overlapping environmental impacts. Possible yun eh. Kahit hindi kayo overlapping. And then ito na ang overlapping, and then ang sabi ninyo, walang overlapping environmental impacts. Kaya medyo hindi ko magets, Madam Chair. Ito bang ECC, the entire ECC process, naging taken for granted na ba natin na ginawa na lang natin itong laro-laro? Yun ba ang lumalabas dito? Kasi kung gano'n yung sagot nyo, imagine mo, overlapping na nga itong dalawang projects eh. Sagot mo, walang overlapping environmental impact. Kahit nga magkahiwalay, pwede nga magkaroon ng overlapping eh.
Mr. Senador, I would just to clarify, what I'm saying here, if the mitigating measures or impact of the certain project, that will be applicable to the other project. But I'm not saying that this will not be applicable. If you have to apply mitigating measures for this project, if, for example, there's a flooding on that area, and what is the appropriate mitigating measures for that, that will be applicable also for that project.
Well, anyway, hindi naman din ako expert dyan, but ang point ko, if an honest-to-goodness environmental impact study siguro should have also revealed na, teka muna, we are studying two projects which are apparently overlapping each other. If it's a real serious honest to goodness environmental impact study. Kaya ako nagdududa ngayon how serious we are with our environmental impact studies. Baka nga siguro sa dami niyan or naging ginawa na lang ninyong parang naglalaro na lang kayo sa loob ng opisina ninyo. Anyway, that should be a subject for another deeper investigation, Madam Chair, not connected with reclamation, but with that concept itself. No? Darating na rin siguro tayo dyan because we are now processing a bill on yung PENCAS, di ba? Yung natural capital natin. No? Yan, papasok din dyan yung environmental impact assessment. Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Give me the Las Piñas reclamation, which you approve. Then we'll transfer to that, and then I'll come back to you. Okay? Give me just finish off, because you have a Las Piñas reclamation, which you did not mention. Altec.
Madam Chair.
Sabihin mo sa akin.
For the Altec, Madam Chair, there was an ECC approved for the Altec.
Yeah,
and that was 2011, March 2011.
Na nag-expire na yon. Sabihin mo na lang yung bago mong ECC. That ECC expired in 2017. Inano na yun ni Secretary Lopez, di ba?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Oh, kaya ibigay mo sa akin yung 2022 na in-issue mo. Huwag mo na-explain sa akin yun. Alam ko lahat yun. And then I'll ask you questions. We'll go back to that, so we'll finish yung reclamation sa ano.
Actually, Madam Chair, I'm not issuing the ECC for that.
Ano in-issue mo?
I'm just following the decisions of the Supreme Court.
No, the decision of the Supreme Court is petition for writ of kalikasan, which we applied. Hindi ECC yun. Why will that become a basis? You issued ang ECC on June 22, 8 days before President Duterte left. Andito, oh. Number 8. Joint venture partner Alpep, Las Piñas, Parañaque, Coastal Bay Reclamation, 635 hectares.
Sinanap ko lang.
Okay. We'll go back to you. Sige, hanapin mo. We'll go back to this. So, we'll go back to the 4 reclamation project in the port with Asian Terminal, di ba? Okay. Can you please explain?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, if you will see on the screen the yellow shaded portion, that's the original navigational channel and entrance to the South Harbor. Diyan po yung sa ATI. Yung isa po yung tan is the new channel and going into the South Harbor, Madam Chair. Ito pong red, white, pink, and green. Yan po yung 4 reclamation projects. Ma'am, yung white, yung blue, there's a blue, yan po. And the pink and the yan po, purple and the green. Yan po. Yan po yung 4 projects po na mentioned by ATI a while ago.
Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Why did you the port?
Ma'am, during the application, yan po ma'am yung kasi yung land form na submitted sa amin. And during the ECC and the area clearance, a condition kasi ma'am is to have a alternate navigational channel for South Harbor. So nagpropose po ng bagong navigational channel. It was coordinated with the PPA and it was approved, and we understand it's operational right now. Ma'am,
Which
yes,
is the Pasay Harbor City.
Ma'am, ito
Yung green.
Ito pong ano po, purple. Yung may malaking yan po, yung isa pong dinaanan, ma'am. Yan po. Yan po yung isang island ng Pasay Harbor.
Charlie Gonzales yan. Sino may-ari nung 265, yung Manila Horizon?
Manila Horizon is J. Bros.
Ano?
J. Bros. Jesus Legaspi.
And then yung 148,
148 Solar MGDC Manila Gold Coast Development.
sino yun?
Tieng Brothers po.
William Kieng na naman.
Yeah po.
Ang lakas-lakas sa inyo. William Cheng. Ito ba yung ito ba yung congressman? Ito ba yung congressman?
Kapatid po.
Ha?
Kapatid po.
Oh. Congressman ng party list ba o congressman ng district na yon? Manila.
Manila po.
And then yung 380, kanino yon?
Kay Gatchalian po.
Ito yung
Kay William
umabot
Gatchal,
sa
kay Mr. William
likod
Gatchalian
ng,
po.
Ito yung umabot sa likod ng
US Embassy.
US Embassy.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Which color siya
Yung
dyan?
blue po, medyo
Blue.
dark po, yung blue. Yan po.
Blue. Teka, hindi namin makita.
Yan po yung blue. That is, Madam Chair, that is the Waterfront Manila project. Ma'am, it's, ma'am, medyo lower po na doon po sa yellow na malaki. Yan po ang US Embassy. No, down. Baba. Yan po US Embassy, Madam Chair. No, ma'am, hanggang doon lang po sa Quirino, between Quirino and US Embassy po yung entrance niya. Yan, ma'am, that's the Dolomite. That's the US Embassy and above it is the Quirino Grandstand po.
Saan ang korehidor?
Ma'am, ang corridor po is lower left. Malayo pa po yung corridor dyan.
Di ba may reclamation? So, okay. Yan yung can you copy that?
Ma'am, may copy na po. Ma'am, Madam Chair, yung ICTSI po is not affected by the new channel. Ano po, ma'am? Ano po, sir?
What are the other reclamation aside from this? Nasaan ang ICTSI dyan na port?
Ma'am, across po noong Pasig River.
Nasaan ba Pasig River?
Ma'am, nasa taas po, hindi ho kita dito, ma'am. Yan po Pasig River. Nasa taas po
but there are
niyan.
reclamation there also.
Ma'am, yung what I mentioned a while ago, the PFDA and the Navotas, yun po yung dalawang reclamation doon.
Oh, can you show us that? So, apat to, Manila. Ano to, Pasay o Manila?
Manila lang. The purple is Pasay and the rest Manila po. Yung 3 projects po, the blue, the white, and the green are Manila projects.
Yung kay Charlie lang ang ang Pasay. Okay. So, you show us yung where is the other ports relative yung papuntang Navotas. Can you show us Manila Bay na yung Manila Bay kasi nilalagay nyo like dito dadaan Ayan. So, ayan yan yung pinakita nyo sa amin, yung pataas. Kasi nagsasabi yung mga shipping company, nahirapan na daw silang mahal ng singil sa kanila.
Madam Chair, yung red po sa taas, yun po yung nabotas.
And then where is the Pasig River?
Ma'am, sa may white po, yung white na, isa pong malaki na white na yun, dyan po yung Pasig River, ma'am.
Nasa ng Baseco.
Yan mo, ma'am. Ma'am, Baseco po yan, yan po.
Tinakpan ang Baseco.
Ma'am, wala po yung, ma'am, hindi po na ano yung project na white na yan. Nakapending po yan.
Di ba may mga ang Baseco? Nagtanim kami dyan ng
yes, ma'am.
ng ano tawag dito?
Mangroves, ma'am.
Mangroves. O,
Yes, ma'am.
di papatayin mo mangrove. Ano yung ano na yun? Ito.
Ayaw eh. Yun. Ma'am, ito po sila, ma'am. ATI is here. Ma'am, hindi po... Ma'am, actually, that's an old plan. Wala na po yung white na yan. Ito po ang Baseco, ma'am. Ma'am, wala po ito ngayon. Yes. Ma'am, kasi humingi lang, ma'am, ng ano. Ma'am, that's an old plan, ma'am. Our apologies, ma'am. Ma'am, dito po ang ICTSI, itong area pong ito. Yan po. Yan po. Ito po yung PFDA. Ito po yung Nabotas project po. Yeah. Thank you. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Wala na po yan. Ma'am, the Pasay projects are, ito po, yung, ayaw na naman. Ayaw ulit.
Ayun na sa taas. Ayan.
Yun. Wala na naman. Ma'am, ito po ang Pasay. This is the 265 and this is the, ma'am, ito po yung 265 and this is the 360 of SM. Yan po.
Which one?
Ito pong yellow. Yan po.
So, yung apat, it's the green.
The green, the red, and the white, and ito po, Manila po itong tatlo.
Saan nag-start ang Pasay?
Ito pong purple and then ito po. Ito mustard na to.
Kita yung marker niya, purple and mustard.
Yes po.
Pasay yun, dalawa.
Yes po. That's the Pasay 265 and the Pasay 360.
What is that? Ano yung in between the red and the mustard? Anong color yan? Yellow?
Ayan po yung sa solar.
Is that yellow?
Opo.
Okay. How come merong isang strange ano doon na hindi siya closed? Yung isa, bukas siya, hindi siya closed. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Walang limit? Wala siyang outer limit?
Sir, connected po yung dalawang landmass.
Di ba that's supposed to show us the reclamation area?
Yes, sir.
Yung isa bukas, anong ending nung isa? Yung bukas.
Ito po.
Yung
Wala na to.
Seaward na nakabukas siya na
Ito?
di kita yung marker mo, director Yung next to the arrow, i-move mo yung arrow to the left. Konti, yung hand pala, yung cursor, yan, ayan. Yan, left pa konti. Yan, what is that? Yan, open siya. Bakit?
Hindi po siya open, sir. That's part of solar. Nakadikit po siya doon sa isang island ng purple. Magkadikit po sila. Sir, that's the boundary kasi po of Pasay in Manila.
Anyway.
Dito sa aming map, may number 5. Sa aming map, may number 5. Sabi mo, wala na yon.
Yung malaki po, ma'am, ito.
Oh, yung
Ma'am, hindi na ho siya nag-pursue sa Manila, ma'am.
yung Kining Group Development
Yes, ma'am.
Corporation.
Kinming. Yes,
so,
ma'am.
wala na yon, out. Oh.
Yung puti.
Oo, yung puti. Tapos, yun. Tapos, itong dalawa. Tapos, yung 14. Ano yung 14? Yung ba yung yun ang, itong tatlo, yung tatlong green, kanino yan?
Madam Chair, yan po yung sa Manila Horizon, J. Bros.
J. Legaspi.
Yes, ma'am.
Yung tatlo.
J. Legaspi.
Oh, yung tatlo. Legaspi. Oh. Tapos, itong,
Nasa right po niya.
yung dalawa,
Gatchalian po. William Gatchalian.
number 14,
Opo. The red one, ma'am, dito sa screen. Yes po.
hindi, tinitingnan ko dito sa akin eh. 14. Manila Harbor ba yon?
Manila Waterfront City Project. Waterfront City Project po.
Anong number yon? Hindi. Anong number yon? Legaspi, ito. Alin ba ito? Yung red, kanino ba yung red?
Mr. William Gatchalian po of Waterfront.
Yung red, yung dalawang red.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Madam Chair.
Tapos, yung sumunod doon na yellow,
That's Manila Solar Project of Solar Group William Cheng.
tapos yung magkatabi na yun na violet, kanino yun?
That's Pasay 265 of Carlos Gonzales po.
Charlie to.
Opo.
Dalawa.
Dalawa po.
Tapos,
The three islands po na nasa baba po is Pasay 360, which is of the SM Group.
nasaan yun?
Ma'am, yan po.
3B? 3B?
Yes, ma'am.
Yung 3B? 3B nakalagay dito eh. Mali naman to eh. SM.
SM po.
And then, yung 12. SM. Okay. Dami. Kawawa ang ICT, ang ano talaga. Kawawa kayo talaga, tinambakan kayo, no? Yung port. Nasaan ang SM?
Ma'am, yung yellow po na tatlo. Yung mustard, ma'am.
Iganon mo. Yan.
Yan po. Yan, Three
Nasaan
Islands
ang
pong SM.
Nasaan ang Soler?
Soler, ma'am, is... Ma'am, doon po sa may space sa baba pa nung yellow.
O saan?
Diyan po sa area na yan ng Soler. Yan po.
So, ano yung yellow? Wala sa amin yun.
Ma'am, ito pong shape ng itong yellow sa baba po.
Oh, yan.
Ma'am, ma'am, yan po yung Altec.
SMC. San Miguel. Oli ka na. Sumagot ka sa akin.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay.
Regarding the ALTIC, Madam Chair, the last action that I have, that we have issued resolutions based on the Supreme Court rulings. If I may read,
ruling ang Supreme Court.
if I may read, Madam Chair,
Dininay lang yung aming petition for it. It doesn't concern the reclamation. Oh. Hindi mo ba alam na yung Las Piñas Parañaque Wetland Park was declared a critical habitat and protected area by a presidential proclamation in 2007?
Madam,
Alam mo
if I may, can I read the
Because
result?
isasabihin ko muna sa iyo kung ano ginawa mo. Oh. It was declared a protected area by a presidential proclamation in 2007. Ha? And then, in 2013, it was declared as a Ramsar wetland of international importance. And then, you answer. I want an answer.
Action in a very important area such as the Manila Bay ecosystem. So that's my just a bit of contribution to the discussion, Madam Chair. So thank you very much.
Very much. You know, Dr. Mundita Lim used to be the BMB director of the DNR, and I used to be very happy with DNR because there were many people there who are supportive of the environment, but they have decided to leave DNR and go to international position. So what was left was Engineer Cuñado. So and ako nalulungkot kasi it's supposed to be kayo dapat ang magmamahal sa environment, but they have left, all of them have left, and we're left here with some people who doesn't even consider yung you know, I cannot imagine DNR not considering yung mangrove, not considering the fish, not considering the fishermen, not parang gusto nyo na lang magtayo ng kondo and all of that. Parang I cannot imagine Manila Bay like that, you know. So I'm so unhappy, but anyway, we have to go through this process, and I hope that I always tell DNR that, you know, you're not the business side of government. You are the environmental side of government. Let DTI be the business side of government. We should be, kung gusto natin na yung business side of government, then we should join DTI, diba? But you are with DNR, so you are the environmental side of government. So, and ang sama ng loob ko lang sa PRA, dapat government din sila. So yung mga government to government transaction, wag na ninyong masyadong susumahin kasi government naman yun. Pati kami pinahihirapan nyo na government, we're government naman, we're not the we're not in business. So you should help us. So we have here also the Executive Director of the Center for Environmental Concern, Mr. John Bonifacio. Can you be here?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a correction, I'm not the Executive Director. I'm here representing Center for Environmental Concerns right now. So I'll just read our statement. On behalf of the People's Network for the Integrity of Coastal Habitats and Ecosystems, or People's Niche, in which the Center for Environmental Concerns belongs to, and the People's Niche is a nationwide network of organizations advocating to protect coastal habitats and ecosystems. We support the resolutions that have been filed by Senators Hontiveros and Pimentel, directing an inquiry in aid of legislation into the reclamation projects across the country. With this Senate inquiry in particular, I don't want to reiterate some of the points that have already been raised, but just in addition to what has already been talked about, we hope that it will also consider the broad spectrum of destructive activities that are taking place that are related to reclamation, such as the quote-unquote land development projects like the New Manila International Airport of San Miguel Corporation, or the reclamation-related seabed quarrying and dredging that are taking place in various parts of Manila Bay, such as off the coast of Cavite. If possible, we also hope that the Senate will launch independent investigations on attacks on anti-reclamation advocates and organizations, such as the recent case of Jed Tamano and Janila Castro. We also wish to register our alarm over the course of this discussion today that clearly there are very anomalous processes going on when it comes to the approval of these reclamation projects. And it seems like it's only serendipitous that some projects are not overlapping. There's really no clear assurance on the part of civil society that there's a thorough process going on when it comes to the approval of these kinds of projects. So these kinds of discussions are very important and enlightening, and hopefully this will move all the agencies involved towards more thorough processes and really vet what's happening in areas like Manila Bay and beyond. At this point, of course, on the part of civil society, we wish to reaffirm our position supporting an immediate moratorium on reclamation projects in Manila Bay and beyond. Just an example of our actions recently, last October 18, we saw hundreds of advocates from church groups, civil society organizations, coastal communities, and the academe forming a human chain along Rojas Boulevard, which is nearly a kilometer-long human chain testifying to our united call against reclamation and for the genuine rehabilitation of Manila Bay. So as this inquiry process moves forward, we hope that civil society organizations and affected communities will be allowed to participate in the review process of these projects, and for this process to also employ a human rights-based approach. And all in all, we do believe that this inquiry and this hearing, all of these steps, are crucial measures towards protecting the critical marine biodiversity and upholding the rights of our coastal communities. And alongside our fisherfolk partners, we hope that we can see urgent steps towards putting a stop to reclamation immediately through this process. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. We now recognize the representative from the Wetlands International Philippines, Ms. Maria Joselia Pangilinan.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair. I will be reading the position of Wetlands International.
Can you submit all those position papers?
Yes, ma'am. We've already submitted
record,
it last.
after reading them.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
Thank you.
So it's a summary of the position paper that we've submitted to the Office of Senator Villar. So on the large-scale reclamation project undertaken nationwide, large-scale reclamation project result to the damage and loss of this ecosystem be avoided. Restoration of coastal and marine wetlands in the country is recommended instead for biodiversity, sustenance, and food security, blue economy, disaster risk reduction, and climate change adaptation and mitigation. On the latent effects of reclamation projects, many latent effects of reclamation projects that are not easily visible or immediately observed. This results to loss of ecosystem services, which also result to socioeconomic impacts. On the reclamation of Manila Bay, Wetlands International is concerned of the loss of wetlands and their function. We support the conduct of a coordinated strategic environmental impact assessment to assess cumulative or reactive effects of the co-location reclamation projects to avoid widespread environmental impacts and mitigate latent impacts on the ecology of the whole of Manila Bay. We further recommend that critical habitats be restored in compliance with the Supreme Court mandamus for the rehabilitation of Manila Bay and other laws, and be aligned with the proposed Manila Bay Sustainable Development Master Plan and commitments to sustainable development goals and other international environmental initiatives. On the needed legislation for evaluating environmental impacts of projects, Wetlands International also recommends that the Philippine Environmental Impact Assessment System be reviewed and amended to include the conduct of strategic environmental impact assessments, commitments to high standards of environmental management and best practices, expansion of the review process, compliance to law and regulation, offsetting of residual impacts, and monitoring of mitigation impacts for adaptive management and restoration, among others. So thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay. Thank you very much. I guess the effect of this will be to review yung permitting process ng reclamation kasi ang gulo-gulo. Parang pag gusto ng isang director na magbigay ng permit, wala na siyang tinatanong, 'di ba? Automatic eh. Oo, nagulat ako kasi yung aming ECC expired yun Biglang nabigyan ng permit without even our knowledge. Nagulat nga ako nung ilabas yung permit na yun. Na may legislated protected area before. Parang hindi rin, alam nyo, kaya ako ni-legislate yung Las Piñas Parañaque Wetland Park kasi yung 2011, nag-issue sila ng permit considering that there is a presidential proclamation already. So sabi ko, siguro hindi nila pinakikinggan yung presidential proclamation. It should be legislated. Ni-legislate ko, hindi rin pinakinggan yung legislation. So ano pinapakinggan nyo? So I guess we have to review that permitting process, di ba? It's not good for the image of the DNR. Wala na kayong wala man lang kayong I don't know what to do because it's already a legislated protected area, hindi pa rin pinakinggan, di ba? So, alam mo, ang worry ko sa Manila Bay, baka lumubog ang Metro Manila pag hindi nyo tinigilan yung reclamation na yan. Alam mo, parang hindi sila naniniwala that there is a possibility na lulubog ang Metro Manila, but Jakarta is sinking. Lilipat na yung capital ng Indonesia to somewhere else because Jakarta is sinking. And hindi naman yung fear nila sa Jakarta kasi I went to Indonesia to visit an island with kasi nag-aaral ako sa what do you call this? Pareho tayo ng Indonesia we produce coconut intercropping with cacao. There is an island there. I was brought there by Cargill that we watched the planting of coconut intercropping with cacao, and we stayed there. There's an international airport there. I traveled from Jakarta to that island. You know that island sank. That whole island sank. So, totoo yung lumulubog ang something, and then Jakarta is sinking. So what will prevent NCR from sinking? Kasi yung sea level rise, 'di ba? Ang bilis ng taas ng sea level rise. Ang problema sa Metro Manila, ang taas ng sea level rise at mabilis din ang pagbaba ng Metro Manila because we are getting water from underneath, 'di ba? So pag bumababa yung Metro Manila tapos tumataas yung sea level rise tapos tinatambakan pa natin yung ocean, yung Manila Bay, baka madali tayo na paglubog ng Metro Manila. Can you imagine the Philippines na lulubog ang Metro Manila? So, tapos lahat tayo dito. Di ba? Yung sinasabi din ng Manila Hotel that they're afraid kasi ang lapit nila sa there is that possibility Hindi imagination lang yun Jakarta is sinking And I saw an island in Indonesia which sank. I went there and it sank. So I hope we will not commit the same mistake and we will be more, we should study more what we are doing. Okay, I wish to acknowledge the University of the Philippines Law Center represented by Attorney Ana Lourdes Cosme.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair. I would like to read the position paper of the UP Institute for Maritime Affairs and Love.6 for the record. Proposed Senate resolutions number 300 and 759 are indeed timely and relevant acts on the part of the legislature on account of swift and massive reclamation activities all over the country in the past few years, most recently along Manila Bay. Reclamation of land from the sea is undoubtedly the most transformative of human activities. It completely replaces a natural coastal area with an artificial one and generates impacts not only on the reclaimed area itself, but its surroundings as well. Reclamation totally changes the natural coastline and immediate landscapes and seascapes in favor of those artificially created. It involves the exercise of a power to simultaneously create and destroy, and thus any reclamation activity must be undertaken judiciously and with utmost care. Ideally, any activity should be effectively governed by an entity that can make impartial decisions that balance competing private and public interests and protect the public good. Unfortunately, reclamation activities cannot be considered to have been placed under such kind of regulation because historically, the agencies responsible for them have been working in a situation of institutionalized self-interest and conflict of interest. Number one, the national government has a legal incentive to reclaim lands. Presidential Decree number 1084, the law that created the Public Estates Authority or the PAA, the predecessor of the Philippine Reclamation Authority, declared that policy of the state to provide for a coordinated, economical, and efficient reclamation of lands, and to administer and operate such reclaimed lands with the object of maximizing their utilization and hastening their development consistent with the public interest. Furthermore, the law expressly mandated the PAA to reclaim land, including foreshore and submerged areas, by dredging, filling, or other means, or to acquire reclaimed land. PRA retained these mandates when PAA was transformed to PRA by virtue of Executive Order number 380. The national government generates income from the administration, operation, improvement, development, and disposition of any and all real property created by reclamation, thus incentivizing the national government to encourage reclamation projects. As a government-owned and controlled corporation, the PRA is in the unique position of being able to actually create its own real estate, the most valuable of all assets, in a country that is experiencing congestion in its major urban areas. Reclamation creates literally brand new lands, often in places adjacent to the most valuable districts of the city, which the PRA would be in a position to profit greatly from due to its monopoly of ownership. It enjoys huge advantages as a real estate developer since it enjoys such lands tax-free and is empowered to dispose of such lands under any terms and conditions it may choose. At the same time, since reclamation usually entails enormous costs, the PRA is prompted to keep reclaiming more and more lands in order to support its investments in previous projects. Under its charter, the PRA needs to earn its own money for its own existence and operations, which are exclusively dependent on reclamation projects and activities. Our second point, the proposal and approval of reclamation projects effectively lies with the same entity. Historically, there has always been a direct and supportive relationship between the agency tasked with proposing and recommending reclamation projects and the authority that approves such projects. When PAA was created in 1977 through PD 1084, it was the sole agency accorded the powers and functions to propose, recommend.
Okay, so yun mga kaibigan, napakinggan natin yung ginawang deliberasyon sa Senado, no? Tungkol po dyan sa mga reclamation area, no? Katulad ng mga particular, Roas Boulevard, etc. So kaya kinumbida po ron yung mga taga Department of Environment and Natural Resources at iba-ibang sangay para matignan yung mga reclamation area natin na tama naman yan kung dapat bantayuan ng mga structures, etc. whatsoever. Diba? So ganun lang ho yun. napalakas yung monitor natin. Okay? So mga kaibigan, at sana yan, yung mga informasyon po yan ay kaya pinilalabas po natin para malaman po ng ating mga kababayan kung anong ginagawa ng ating gobyerno, partikular ng ating mga mambabatas. No? Maganda yan, hinihimay-himay nila, tinitignan na nila yung mga reclamation areas natin, na dapat ba magtayo doon, hindi ba delikado, magkano ba magagastos, etc., magkano pondo na dapat. So maganda ho yan. Hindi ho katulad noon wala lang, basta magtatayo na lang, may makikita tayo, meron doon, pero hindi natin alam, di ba? So ngayon okay na. Okay, sa mga kaibigan, sa oras na alas 9:15 po ng gabi Philippine Standard Time, ay pasamantala magpapalamunta sa ating programa at magbabalik ulit tayo bukas sa ating Tuesday edition, no, ng ating programang Tropa. Muli, maraming salamat muna kay Mamarin Lagura ng Malamon Community Organization, kay Boss Mark Castro, at ganyan din si Paring Bayan Jogrades na nasa region man ngayon, at siyempre si Maring Mimi na nasa region rin naman sa Bulacan, at si Bro Enteng Diaz. Ayan, maraming salamat. Si Christopher de los Santos, happy day, sabi niya, may mentor. Ayan, maraming salamat din, at sa lahat po na sumubaybay sa ating pong programa na Tropa dito lang sa Millennial Online TV News and Updates. Okay mga kaibigan, muli ako po yung naging kasama, ka-jamming, kabarangay, katropa, ROCEL Lopez. Magandang gabi Pilipinas at mapayapang magdamag. Magandang gabi po.
Responsable ka ng gun owner? At mahaba ba ang iyong pasensya? At hindi ba initin ang iyong ulo? Alam mo rin ba ang batas hinggil sa pag-iingat ng baril o firearms? Kung hindi,
a responsible gun owner? Are you a responsible gun owner?
Are you a responsible gun owner?
Are you a responsible gun owner?
Are you a responsible gun owner?
Are you a responsible gun owner? The PNP Civil Security Group would like to advise all firearms holders to renew their license to own and possess firearms and firearms registration within 6 months before its expiry date. Tumawag na at makipag-ugnayan.
Be a responsible gun owner.
One Gun Pilipinas ang sagot, mga katropa at kagangers. Dahil ituturo sa inyo ng One Gun Pilipinas o OGP ang lahat ng legal na paraan at proseso upang ikaw ay maging isang responsableng gun owners. Ano pa hinihintay nyo, mga kagamers? Sali na sa One Gun Pilipinas ngayon na.
Now, we are
The
Talakayin.
biggest destruction of dangerous drugs worth 1.2
Rebisahin.
billion.
Opinyon. Malawaking. Aksyonan. Kasama si Rosel Lopez, ang inyong katropa sa pagbabalita. Dito lang sa Millennial Online TV. Tutok na mga katropa!
Barangay, pangunahing unit ng pamahalaan lokal, kung saan dito pinag-uusapan ang bawat sinalog ng mga residente ng bawat barangay. Dito rin pinag-uusapan ng mga piling halal na opisyal na barangay ang mga proyekto para sa kanilang barangay. Kumustahin natin ang panunungkulan ni Kapitan dito sa Dalo Barangay sa Millennial Online TV worldwide, ang katropa ng bawat barangay.
Ating tinatapos ang ating pagpupulong. Maraming salamat po kay Bung Pagdalo at tapos na po ang ating session. Adjourn na po tayo.
Hanap mo ba ay Unwind Ventures? Tara nang mamangha sa mga tanawin. naman ang iyong travel goals? Dadalhin namin kayo. Sa Unwind Ventures at saya. Dito lang sa Wow Biyahe. Kaya wow, di ba?
Abangan dito lang sa Millennial Online TV.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang mag-ibig, telas ng sinakalan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng mag-ibig, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagtatagputok sa simoy at sa langit kong bangaw, ay hinatang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal, ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nag-iibig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may magtitingin, luman ang araw ng walang pagsinta, mo'y langit sa piling ko. Ang ligaya ng pagkay mga amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Sa lahat ng bumubuo ng Millennial Online TV at sa lahat po ng sumusuporta, maraming salamat po. Millennial Online TV is now signing off.